Welcome to Pins and Things. Today we're making my favorite homemade healthy chocolate recipe, and it's actually really good. And what I love about it is that you can totally uniqueify it. That's the word, right? To make it whatever kind of candy bar you want. Today we're going to be making it into Almond Joy. So the first main ingredient is a half a cup of coconut oil. And coconut oil is really interesting because it's solid at room temperature, and it's also solid like if it's cold, but if it gets warm, it melts. And that's what's going to give us our crunch in our chocolate. Because it feels a lot like shortening. It's used in the place of shortening a lot because it's a much healthier option for shortening. Alright, now it's time to turn on the oven. We just want it on very low because it doesn't take very much to melt the coconut oil. Make sure that it's completely melted before you put in your half a cup of cocoa. This is the recipe that I came to after researching lots and lots of different recipes for chocolate and finding out that this is the tastiest one that I have found so far. Make sure that it's mixed until it's completely smooth and there's no lumps before adding in the rest of your ingredients. So the sweetener that we're using today is organic maple syrup. It's 100% pure. There are a couple different options for the sweetener. You could also use agave or honey, and the honey would be really good because it would give it a little bit more stability because it crystallizes when it's cold, and that's where you keep this chocolate, is actually in the freezer. And we're using 1/4 cup and 1 capful of vanilla. Alright, next we need just a pinch of salt. What? That is not a pinch of salt. So, not a pinch. A pinch. So that's it for the chocolate, but what I really love with this recipe is almonds. If you have salted almonds, you don't have to add any extra salt, but I just have lightly salted, so I added a little bit of salt to the recipe. Also, I'm going to be adding in some unsweetened coconut flakes so that we can make them into Almond Joys. So we've stirred it until it was completely smooth. And we stirred it the whole time so that we made sure not to burn it. It was just on super low heat, just enough to melt the coconut oil. Now it's time to add in our toppings. At this point, you could just pour it in a pie pan, make sure it's lined with some plastic wrap so that it won't stick, and stick it in your freezer, and you would have chocolate bars. But I have figured out how to make healthy Almond Joys instead. So we're gonna put in some unsweetened coconut flakes, and I want to put in a lot because I like it really chewy, and some almonds. Alright, now it's time to just pour on the chocolate. So now it's time to just stick it in the freezer, maybe half an hour. Now that it's completely cooled, we're gonna chop it up. So if you're not sure if you want to make this recipe because it's healthy, don't even worry about that. It doesn't taste healthy. It tastes amazing. I've had a lot of people try this recipe, and everybody that's tried it has eaten it and loved it, and even come back for more over and over again. So it's not your typical healthy taste. It tastes really good. So I hope you guys like this. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can watch me every day on the beach house, and you can check out my healthy ice cream video over here. And just FYI, even after you make this, you can melt it down and drizzle it on top of ice cream, and it becomes almost exactly like the hard shell that you can put, like hard shell chocolate shell on top of ice cream. It's so good. I have new videos every Tuesday and Saturday, and I will see you guys next time. Healthy, good.